welcome to the late night football show, people. How are you all doing? It's your boy here, the Blonde Pundit, lovers will be lovers, haters will be haters. Yes, people, what's good? Yesterday I was here ranting about the ESL, and I think I will still have a little bit more to talk about it today. But I'm not going to be here for as long as I usually stay. I'm going to be here till 9 o'clock because I've got football training today. So I will have to run along for football training. I am getting so unfit, so I need to play a little bit of football, people. I see you, Liam Vins, and I see you, James Dunlop. How are you all doing? That's totally fine, Liam, if you cannot make it. I'm still going to go on with the show regardless. But I really appreciate the fact that you can tell us that you're not going to be as active. And James Dunlop, how are you doing yourself? I hope you're all right. Hope you're good. If you're watching this on Instagram, please come to my YouTube if you want to participate. The phone links are open as usual. If you want to come in and talk to me, it's the regular ritual. You can see the link right there in the descriptions, and you can also see it right there pinned on the chat as well. Ed Woodward resigns. Wow. I haven't even had that news yet. There's so many news popping up right, left, and center. And obviously, I've been busy the whole day, and I couldn't really catch up with all the news. So I'm pretty sure you would understand that, you know. Chelsea is playing Brighton currently, so I wouldn't be getting too many Chelsea fans on this stream, I would imagine. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, the show has to go on. And I am committed to serving you guys. Even if I have 2, 3, 4 people watching, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. You can always rewatch it later. If Ed Woodward has resigned, well, it simply shows that they're really serious about this ESL. But listen, come to me, all you football fans. Come to me if you are a football lover. Let's take the game back into our hands, people. I'm going to be giving you guys a bit of a headlines, and we'll listen to the music, and I will come back and break down a few things for you guys as I usually do. But here are the headlines, people. Wolves have declared themselves Premier League champions of 2018-2019, people, after they finished 7th behind all the teams joining the Super League in that year, basically. Whenever there is a change, there are always people who oppose it. Well, we are doing this to save football at the critical moment. That is Florentino Perez, people. He also went on to say young people are losing interest in football. I don't really understand what Florentino Perez meant by that. What Perez is saying is faintly ridiculous and ludicrous. This is from someone called Kaveh Solkehol. He is a correspondent on Sky Sports. I'm pretty sure you guys will know him. He is quite popular on Sky Sports, and he literally said that what Florentino Perez is saying is faintly ridiculous and ludicrous. The owners of the Super League teams are spineless, and they are not decent. This is according to Gary Neville, who obviously is the owner of Salford City Football Club, who plays in League 2. Well, FC Porto, as you can see on the screen right now, people, FC Porto has joined the list of football clubs that have rejected an offer to be part of the European Super League. And then obviously we've got Prime Minister Boris Johnson says no action is off the table to stop the planned European Super League, people. Interesting. And then obviously not on your screen, I couldn't get a clip for that. It says it is not a sport if success is already guaranteed. This is coming from Pep Guardiola, and I'm pretty sure you've also had the news that the Premier League, the other Premier League teams plan to reject, or shall I say they've rejected unanimously the plans for the Super League. So all the other 14 clubs have said no to the Super League. So I wouldn't be really surprised about that. Obviously, a lot of people have come out to say, listen, it's all a sham. They disagree with the whole process. And I don't blame them at the end of the day, because it seems like a selfish move from some group of football teams, in my opinion. But like I said, this show is all about the music and football, people. And just before I get into the low-level details of some of the things I've mentioned, I'm just going to play a song for you guys. Some of you might have heard it before. And if you haven't heard it, well, just listen to it. You got issues. Yes, we've got issues right now in football that we're trying to tackle. And that is what you're going to be listening to now. You got issues from Spring Gang. Listen to this, guys, and I'll be right back as usual.
See me now, why don't you hear me out? Can't you see what we're about? I see you at my door, wanting in, come back for more. But I don't want this anymore. 'Cause baby, we got issues, yeah. Not gonna make them dictate my life. So baby, if you got issues, yeah, don't you take them out of me. Honey, I think we lost the toe. Guess I'm not into you that much. So goodbye, my love. Already found someone that I'm thinking of, and I lose myself again to someone that's got the toe. Someone has got the toe. Let me go, let me out. But time is precious to me, so you just have to do without. Here's something you can think about. You play me good, there's no doubt, but you're the one that's missing out. 'Cause baby, we got issues, yeah. Not gonna make them dictate my life. So baby, if you got issues, yeah, don't you take them out of me. Honey, I think we lost the toe. Guess I'm not into you that much. Ooh. So goodbye, my love. Already found someone that I'm thinking of, and I lose myself again to someone who's got the toe. Someone who's got the toe.
Okie dokie. Let's just look through these things quickly because I have to go and play football myself, so I don't have enough time today. But regardless, the show is gonna go on. What are you saying, James Dunlop? I hope for my mate's sake, Liverpool do it tonight. Let's wait and see. Let's just address these guys on the screen right now. Obviously, Porto have declared themselves. It's quite funny though. Wolves. Wolves have declared themselves Premier League champions of 2018-2019 season. I mean, obviously, you cannot blame them, can you? You can't blame them because they don't recognize all the other teams that have decided to join the Super League. And I can totally understand that. We've got this man on the screen right now saying that he wants to save football. He's saying he wants to save football. He said whenever there's a change, there are always people who oppose it. We are doing this to save football at a critical moment. What a load of bollocks, people. I ranted yesterday about this issue, but still, it's still burning because I actually watched a bit of his interview where he was saying this. And in case you haven't seen the interview, I'm going to play that interview for you right now. Let's see if I can play that interview for you guys right now. Yeah? All right, let's see if we can play that. That's it. Okay, where is it?
La UEFA es un monopolio, debería ser más transparente, debería saber por qué dicen esas cosas, porque nosotros lo que queremos es mejorar el fútbol, salvar el fútbol que está en un momento de riesgo, de verdad. Y yo vengo aquí y se lo digo yo porque no soy dueño del Madrid, como usted sabe. Yo entré en el 2000 a salvar al Real Madrid y vamos a ver.
All right, let me do this now.
Ellos han hecho un
Let's watch this.
La UEFA es un monopolio, debería ser más transparente, debería saber por qué dicen esas cosas, porque nosotros lo que queremos es mejorar el fútbol, salvar el fútbol que está en un momento de riesgo, de verdad. Y yo vengo aquí y se lo digo yo porque no soy dueño del Madrid, como usted sabe. Yo entré en el 2000 a salvar al Real Madrid y vamos a ver, porque también ellos han hecho un formato que a nuestro modo de ver no funciona. Vamos, le puedo asegurar que no hay nadie que diga que funcione, se lo aseguro. He hablado con todas las ligas, con todas las federaciones, nadie lo entiende. Bueno, y además, oiga, y además dice que va a empezar en el 24. En el 24.
Pero no va a Champions en el 24.
En el 24 estamos muertos.
Pues espero que no.
Oiga, que aquí hay clubes que han perdido cientos de millones este año y el anterior.
El Madrid no le van a echar de la Champions.
No le van a echar de la Champions, seguro. No. Ni al Madrid, ni al City, ni a ninguno. No, seguro. Completamente seguro. Tengo usted la seguridad.
Ni de la Liga.
Ni de la Liga, ni de nada. Ni de
Tebas
nada.
también, Tebas tenía un cabreo, Tebas.
Son los
All right, that's enough, people. That is enough. Apparently, if you haven't seen it, what he's simply saying there is that they're actually trying to save football. And he also went on to say that even UEFA are sort of, he's trying to say they're a bit corrupt. Listen, I said it yesterday, right? Like, it's a matter of two evils. And I'm going to go for the lesser evils. So I said this yesterday, and I'm going to say it again. I'm only going to go for the lesser evil, which is UEFA. The reason I'm saying this is because the competition that they've put to us, it is still, and I repeat, it is still a more competitive. It's a more competitive league in Champions League. Even if at all it is corrupt to a certain extent, it is still much more competitive. It is open. You have come now and you're saying you want to save football. And he went on to say that the young people are not interested in football anymore. What sort of... Does this guy live under a rock or something? What's he saying? How can you say the young kids are not interested in football when our academies have been operated right, left, and center? Has it gone to Africa? Has it gone to Nigeria to actually see what's going on in Nigeria? Has it gone to my country? He's saying that the young people are not interested in football anymore. That's a load of bollocks. It's just, some of the things he's saying, they don't make, I'm trying to put them together in my head to make sense. They don't make any sense. So is he telling me that the young kids in Spain, where he lives, they're not interested in football anymore? Is that what he's saying? Because it makes absolutely no sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't know what he's beating around the bush for. I don't know. I don't know what he's saying, man. I don't know what he's saying. And this guy, which I already talked about, his name is Kaveh Solkehol. Kaveh Solkehol apparently is he's a newscaster for Sky Sports. He literally went on and said that what Perez is saying is faintly ridiculous and ludicrous. And I totally agree with him. Okay, I totally agree with him. Let's have a look at what he said. Let me play for you guys. Yeah, quickly.
Ridiculous and ludicrous. He says that he wants to save football. Anything he's interested in is saving.
Let's start off from the beginning.
Florentino Perez is saying is faintly ridiculous and ludicrous. He says that he wants to save football. The only thing he's interested in is saving Real Madrid. He is a person who is the president of Real Madrid in the past, has never shown the slightest interest in English football. Now he says that he wants to help save English football. He says that our clubs are in trouble. The truth of the matter is that his club is in trouble. Real Madrid are £900 million in debt. Their stadium is a building site. At the moment, they're playing their games at their training ground. Barcelona, the other big club in Spain, in big financial trouble, £1 billion in debt. He is trying to save himself. He is trying to save his own club. The other stuff he says, I mean, some of the things he's come out with, he says that young people are losing interest in football. He is going to save football by having more exciting games between the biggest teams. He says that PSG and the German clubs weren't invited to join this Super League, even though we've seen evidence that they were invited. And then he says that, look, in the future, some of these other clubs who are excluded at the moment, we haven't included in our plans, maybe in the future, yeah, somebody like Napoli, somebody like Roma, they might be invited on board as well. If you read these interviews, some of the quotes are absolutely...
All right. Let's stop it right there, people. Let's stop it right there, people. I don't know what to say about this. I don't know what to say. He literally went on to say that Bayern Munich and PSG were not invited. And that is not entirely true. Except Bayern Munich were lying or PSG were lying. That isn't entirely true. So he's gone on to say that they were not invited. And he's gone on to say that young players or young people are not interested in football. I go to the stadium almost every time for Arsenal games, and I see so many young people that are so interested in football. Even in my team, the kind of young people I play football with in my current team, many of them are 17, 18, maybe around the age of, 17 and maybe 23 or something. Those are the people that I play with. I'm like an old cargo in that team right now. So I don't understand what he means by young people are not interested in football. And then he goes on to say that PSG and Bayern were not invited. Honestly, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what he's saying. And obviously, Gary Neville, like we know, he has not held back on certain things that he's been saying. He's been accusing all these owners. He's been accusing the whole league as a whole. Obviously, he's someone that owns a club himself. So he's literally gone on to say that, listen, the Super League owners are spineless. He's gone on to slam them. And we'll have to take a look at what he's also said, because he's also said some very interesting stuff. Let's listen to what he has to say.
I expected that James Milner would want to speak tonight because he's someone who doesn't hide. I think he said enough, it's calm, it's measured. You know, you respect the fact that he's a player. But I'm just thinking that you put it in different perspectives. We know that these owners absolutely trampling over every football fan in this country. We've established that. Everybody universally hates it. But then you think to yourself, these guys own a business. They've got employees under them that have done really well for them in the last few years. They haven't even communicated to the people that they work under. They're throwing them under a bus, saying you go out and confront the questions. They only found out about it yesterday. They've had a meeting with Jurgen Klopp this morning where he's had to talk to them about it. And all the while, the faceless, spineless owners, CEOs, whoever they are at Liverpool, don't know who the CEO is at Liverpool, have not had the guts, the basic decency just to turn up and say, look lads, this is what we're doing it for. This is our plan. You might not like it, but that's what I would do in any single business. If I make a tough decision, I would go and communicate it and say, this is why I'm doing it, and I'd front it up. They're not even that decent that they can speak and communicate to their own people. So they don't even...
Yeah, let's stop it right there, people. Let us stop it right there. Listen. How will you feel? I'm going to ask anyone here. How will you feel if you're working for a company, decisions are being made? Yes, granted you signed a contract, right? You're working for the company. Obviously, when you were signing that contract, what you had in your mind was you were going to play in certain, or let's not even use football. Your duties, or should I say your job description, is X, Y, Z, right? That's your job description. And then they decide to make a change in that job description without informing you. You just wake up in the morning, you see that your job description has changed on the news, and they're saying this is what you are going to be involved in. How would you feel without any conversation with you, without any communication whatsoever? From what Gary Neville has said, they have absolutely no decency whatsoever to even come and talk to these players or talk to the coaches that they employed. Because you can see from the likes of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, they didn't know about this. They didn't know about this. So it simply shows that these guys, they knew what they were doing wasn't ethical enough, and that's one of the reasons they did not communicate it. If you think about the owner of Juventus, for instance, that had a conversation with the UEFA president over the weekend. He had a conversation with him, and then they had a conversation about this, and he said nothing was happening. Only for the next day, he sees the news saying that they've gone on with it. It simply shows that it was a secretive proceeding. It was secretive, and the reason it was secretive was they knew that no one was going to go along with this. And this is the reason they've gone on to do it this way. So it doesn't, right now I'm going to lose the trust. I'm going to lose the trust of my owners if that happens to me, because they don't have the decency. They don't have the decency to communicate their information. And honestly speaking, if I'm one of the employees, I'm going to be really disappointed in them. I don't know if you guys have heard what Pep Guardiola said. We'll get to it. But obviously, I know Pep Guardiola said that he doesn't see the sense in the whole tournament. It makes no sense because he said it is not a sport if success is already guaranteed. Let's be honest, the whole idea of a sport is for you to compete. You are supposed to compete. That is the idea of a sport. So how is it a sport when you already guarantee success of being in a particular league? So I don't understand what Perez is saying about. He then went on to say that, I think Perez went on to say something like it's going to help the whole football pyramid as a whole. From top to bottom. Let's think about the football pyramid, yeah? Let's think about the football pyramid in England, for instance. I think you've got the Premier League, yeah? You've got the Championship, you've got League One, you've got League Two, and then I think you've got the Northern Leagues. And then you've got all the divisions of the North, the North, Southern, is it East? I can't remember now, but there are about 4 factions under the Northern League. So they've talked about how he said it's going to help the whole football landscape. I don't see how this league is going to help the whole football landscape. This is what I'm struggling with, people. This is what I'm struggling with. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. James Dunlop, we need people like Perez out of our game. Honestly, we do. But look, this is my problem with the matter, right? I understand people need to make money. And I said it yesterday. People need to make money. It is not illegal if you want to make money. It is allowed. Do you want to make money for your club? Your club has investors. The idea of investing is to make money. No doubt about it. But you can be decent about it, right? And you also have to show how you feel that money you're making is going to help the community that made you to be who you are. Because whether you like it or not, the fans made this club. The fans made this club. All the ticket money and everything, that is where they're making their money from. And people that are paying subscription on Sky, BT Sports and all that, those are also fans. That is where they're making their money from. So, if they don't have the decency to share this information with the fans or share this information with even their employees that work for them, it simply shows something was really fishy from the onset. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? So, I don't know, man. James Dunlop, so many sources on Twitter says FSG are ready to sell Liverpool. Well, we'll wait and see. I haven't seen that, but we'll wait and see, I guess. Liam Vince, Tade, if MK Dons win, could you play Stop Crying, Joey Barton's song, if it exists? Sorry, any song that is copyrighted, I cannot play, because I'm gonna get strikes. So that's why I'm not really playing very popular songs, if you see what I mean. Let me just put back the background song because I know you guys like it. Peter Moore, how you doing, man? It's all gone, Pete. RIP Super League. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Have you seen any news talking about that? I don't know. Sentiment FC, how you doing, man? Bojo needs to figure out how to force the owners to sell 51% of their clubs. Kill the monopoly. Do you know what? You know what? Let's even get to that. Let's get to that. Obviously, that is Boris Johnson. It's a good thing that you reminded me about that, because I almost forgot about Boris Johnson. What Boris Johnson is saying right now is saying, let me just read this out, yeah? He said today that no action was off the table to stop the planned European Super League by 12 clubs, saying the government was exploring all options, including new laws. So he's already looking at ways or new laws that might be implemented to stop this nonsense. He reiterated his unwavering support for the football authorities and confirmed they have the government's full backing to take whatever action necessary to put a stop to these plans. That was his statement. I don't blame him. I honestly don't blame him, because obviously he sees that this is going to be very monopolistic, and you don't want too much monopoly in here. You want a fair equality of wealth, and you want people to have a fair path to success. It is now left to you if you want to get that success. It's almost like you put different types of ladders. No. Let me not say different types of ladders. You have an escalator, right, which is available for everyone. It all depends on how fast you move on that escalator. It is now dependent on you. But the most important thing is that every single person has got that escalator available to them. So it is left to you if you're going to walk on the escalator to the top, or if you're going to run on the escalator to the top. It's now down to hard work. It's now down to you as a person. But it will be very, very, very unfair if you have an escalator for some people, and then on the other hand, you don't have an escalator. You just have a normal step. The people on the escalator might be able to get there a bit faster than the people that have to do the work manually on just a regular staircase. That's a little bit of a difference, if that analogy makes sense. And that's one of the reasons why this competition doesn't make any sense to me. If they make it open shop, then I can maybe see how it is going to help. But they're talking about all these billions of money, 3.5 billion euros, 10 point something billion euros. They're just flying some currencies up right, left, and center. And I'm like, okay, you're talking about solidarity payments, and you're saying it's going to help the whole football landscape. How? Show us, but you're not showing us. This is where I have a problem. This is where I have a problem. James Dunlop, no way those run the top 6 sides can win their supporters back. The fans have spoken. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be winning back. They're gonna win it back. I don't think so. Sentiments. English football needs to take note from Bundesliga. Yes, they do. Because the structure and ownership is very different. I said it yesterday. They have what they call the 50+1 rule, whereby the club members rather have 51% of the stake and 49% to commercial investors. That way, they cannot just come and do whatever they see fit, because the letter of the law allows them to do that. They can't just do whatever they see fit, and that is the advantage that, the people in Germany have over other people. Peter Moore, Man City, Chelsea pulled out. Have they pulled out? Listen, man, I need to really get on the news, because right now I'm on here and I've not really seen all this. When did this happen? Do you know what? Let me get on Twitter, man. Let me get on Twitter right now. Let me go on Twitter. Let's go to Twitter. Let's see what's happening. Maybe I can do some breaking news as well. Let me see what's happening on Twitter. Hang on a minute, people. Let's see what's happening on Twitter. Okay, so Ed Woodward, let me put this on the screen, people. Let me put this on the screen quickly. So Ed Woodward resigns as Man United chairman. Interesting. Was Ed Woodward not part of the people that was in support of this? I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. Talk to me, people. If I'm talking rubbish, talk to me. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. So Ed Woodward resigns as Man United chairman. So where did you see Chelsea pulling out? Huh? Let me check. Let me see Chelsea. Let me see if Chelsea has actually pulled out. Are you sure? Okay. Breaking news. I understand Chelsea are now preparing documentation to request withdrawal from ESL. That was an hour ago. And obviously from Ed Woodward, from Fabrizio says Ed Woodward has resigned as Manchester United Executive Vice Chairman because of the Super League situation. Man City and Chelsea have intentions to leave the Super League and are preparing with their legal teams. All right. What about Arsenal? Arsenal are always going to be the last, isn't it? When it comes to money, I won't be surprised. I will not be surprised. Let's see what this is saying. Oh, these are all Chronicle out. ESL are now preparing documentation to leave Arsenal and Spurs. What does this mean? ESL are now preparing documentation to leave Arsenal and Spurs. So does that mean Arsenal and Spurs are not going to be part of it? I'm not sure what this means, people. I'm not sure what this means, people. Listen, this, honestly speaking, people, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. It's going to be very hard for them. It is going to be very, very hard for them. Sentiment, Ed Woodward sacked. That's not what the headline said. The headline said he resigned. So, except they're trying to butter it up a bit. Juve boss sacked. Has he been sacked as well? Did he speak out? Jesus Christ, what's going on, man? I need to get on let me get on the news, man. Let me get on the news. You guys are, I need to make this show breaking news. By the way, I've got a few more minutes. I'm going to play football today. I need to be there by 9. So, I won't be here for too long. Let me put this on the screen, people. So, yeah, this is still the same thing. Chelsea, Man City set for Super League exits. Woodward leave Manchester United. We've seen that already. Man United, City players voice ESL worry. So a lot of people are definitely going against this. These guys are not going to win, man. They are definitely not going to win this, man. They can't. They can't. Nah, they're not going to win this. And you know what here? The reason why they're not going to win this is simply because football players are not going to take a situation whereby they cannot play for the national teams. If a new law is put in place, it is going to be very difficult. And this is the thing, right? I also heard today that UEFA and these clubs are going to be sitting down and negotiating certain things. You know, I was saying it yesterday that this is probably a negotiation tactics as well, when you think about it. It is a negotiation tactics in such a way whereby they threaten to do something, and then it's going to push UEFA to act. I think that's exactly what's happening, because I'm hearing rumors, or not necessarily rumors, but I'm seeing the news saying that Champions League is now proposing about 4 billion or something. That's what they're proposing for the tournament. So, because COVID affected a lot of people, granted, right? And I can understand that many of these clubs were affected, and the big teams were saying, you know what, let's do something about it. But when you're doing something about it, you cannot selfishly go and do something by yourselves. That is not ethical. That is not helping the whole football landscape. And this is where the problem is. And I said again, it is not illegal to make money. I'll keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it. It is not illegal to make money. So I'm not against making money. It's how you make it that is my concern. Okay? Bundesliga is saving the... is that EPL? Is that EPL? What is that EPL? I can't see that properly, to be honest. Big up, Tade. Hit the likes buttons, folks. Yes, people. Hit the likes button, people. Hit the likes. Thanks a lot for that sentiment. Liam Vince, hope they are still getting punished for trying to cause a Super League, though. I mean, honestly speaking, Liam, let's be very honest. Do you really think they're going to get punished? They haven't done anything illegal. You know? They haven't done anything illegal. So if you take it to a court, you're just going to waste money taking it to a court. They have done absolutely nothing illegal. It's just unethical. It's not illegal, you know. They can say or do whatever they want, but it's not illegal. That's the thing. Sentiment. Kroenke doesn't care. Every time I see his face, I want to give him a hard slap. You go to prison for that, you know. That's violent. If you give him a slap, that's assault. That's proper assault. Sentiment. I think it was Juve. It could have been AC or Inter. But I know an Italian man was sacked. Right. I don't know if it was Juve, man. Let me have a look at that. I don't know if it was Juve. ESL Italian clubs. Let's have a look at that quickly. Nah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Sentiment. Come on, Tade. You know AFC is the last to act or anything. Obviously, I know that, and that's why I'm saying that, you know, Kroenke is always going to wait to see if everyone pulls out before he pulls out. He doesn't care, man. All he wants is about the money. That's all he cares about. Eduardo was sacked. Resignation because of Super Soccer Monopoly League. What? I mean, but that's not... I mean, that wasn't what the headline said, though. They didn't say he was sacked, is it? They said he resigned. I don't know. Maybe it's just a better way of putting it. Coconut water. Wow. What a name, man. I like that name, coconut water, man. You know, I like coconut water. It helps my stomach to go down a little bit. Because I'm beginning to grow a pot belly. I'm eating too much these days. Conspiracy theory. League was set up to fail and to pressure UEFA to give more money to the clubs. If this league was confirmed 100%, there would have been ads everywhere and it looked poorly managed. Yeah, I totally agree. I said it yesterday that it was a potential negotiating tactics. It was a potential deception. That's what it was. It was a potential deception to force the hands of UEFA to do something about it. And that's exactly what I said yesterday. Because obviously I had two theories. One theory was they were just selfish and they want to make money out of it. And the other theory was they wanted to do this to force the hands of UEFA. Let's think back to the past. And I said it yesterday on my stream. You can go back and watch it. The Cup Winners' Cup was in a similar situation. It was scrapped and unrecognized by UEFA back in 1999, I think. And it was stopped. Back then, the Super Cup was played between the winner of the then Champions League. There was a name for it. I can't remember the name for it. And the Cup Winners' Cup. Those are the people that played the Super Cup back in the days. And that was scrapped to ensure that the people that won the Champions League and the people that won the Europa League, because Europa League won recognition. Obviously, those two then came together to play the Super Cup, right? So for me, it was also a ploy to force the hands of UEFA, and that's exactly what I think must have happened. Listen, people, this is the right time to tell you guys, tomorrow I'm going to be having a show with Lee Judges. Please make sure you tune in. Yeah, there was a bit of a sound problem there, but this is going to be between myself and Lee Judges tomorrow. Please and please and please make sure you tune in. Let me just play that again for you in case you didn't hear the music.
Olga.
Hang on, let me finish. Yes, people, that is going to be between myself and Lee Judges. Tomorrow is going to be around 8:30 please make sure you tune in. We don't know if it's going to be a series yet, but we're just going to be having the first one tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. Because obviously he's a busy guy, and also I'm quite busy with a few things. But we're going to be having that show tomorrow. Make sure you tune in at 8:30 tomorrow. Please and please do not forget to tune in. Sentiment FC, Coconut Water. Look at the Super Soccer League logo. Embarrassing something they got from Microsoft Word clip out. Is it? Interesting. I mean, it was a very slapdash work, don't you think? It was a slapdash work. It was put together in a hurry to force the hands of UEFA. It is possible, man. I don't know. I really don't know about all these things, man. But the mere fact that a lot of teams are pulling out simply shows that this thing is not going to last. It is that obvious, people. It is never going to last. It is just a way to be able to force the hands of UEFA. I've got a few more minutes, people. I've got like 10 more minutes. No, not 10 more minutes. I've got like between 5 to 6 minutes, people, before I leave. But just before I go, I'm going to be playing a song for you guys. Another song while I have some water, and I'm going to be back. This is We Are Dynamite, people, from Craig River. Enjoy it. I'll be right back, people.
We're moving through the night like we're from a different star, flying over streets and our broken hearts. But they can't even touch us, we found a different beat. Paradise is waiting and we bought the lead. Oh, getting caught in the maze, there's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubts. Ooh, but we're golden, we run to the end and we run without shame. We own the game, and we ride on the flames till the morning light, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Ain't nobody gonna hold us down. Break all the rules, let them run and hide, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Gonna let the world know. We're dynamite. We're from a different time, yeah, we're of a different breed. 'Cause what we got is timeless, we supersede. And we're holding the key, yeah, we're tight as can be. We're rolling, just like we teach. Ooh, getting caught in the mist, there's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubts. Ooh, but we're golden, we run to the end and we run without shame. We own the game, and we ride on the flames till the morning light, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Ain't nobody gonna hold us down. Break all the rules, let them run and hide, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Gonna let the world know.
Yes, people, that's We Are Dynamite from Craig River, people. Just a recap of the headlines again, for those of you that have just joined. Wolves have declared themselves Premier League champions of 2018-2019. Whenever there's change, there's always people who oppose it. We are doing this to save football at a critical moment. That is Florentino Perez. He also went on to say young people are losing interest in football. I don't really understand what he meant by that. But Kaveh Solkehol, is it Kaveh Solkehol? My pronunciation is so poor. He went on to say that what Perez said is faintly ridiculous and ludicrous. The owners of these Super League teams are spineless and not decent. That is what Gary Neville claims. FC Porto has also joined the list of football clubs that have rejected an offer to be part of the European Super League. And we are hearing news now, obviously, from what I just saw, that the likes of Man City, Chelsea are planning to pull out as well. Prime Minister Boris Johnson says no action is off the table to stop the planned European Super League. And Pep Guardiola said it is not a sport if success is already guaranteed. Well, and obviously all the other 14 teams rejected this Super League when they came together in a meeting today. Listen, No one, absolutely no one is going to be happy about this if they don't have any stake in it. Let's be very honest. If it was an open competition that was going to favor almost everyone, or a competition whereby everyone has the opportunity to be able to qualify and, you know, get part of the pie, then I would understand that. But for the reason that it is closed, it makes no sense to me, and I've talked about that yesterday. If you did not watch my video yesterday, please go back to it. I said a lot yesterday. I broke down all the press release statement from the ESL. I broke everything down, and I analyzed every little detail I could to the best of my knowledge. But listen, people, I told you guys we're going to be a very short one today. I've got football training I need to attend. That's why I made it earlier. Normally, it's always 8:30, and I know a few people are joining now because they're only familiar with the 8:30 to 9:30, or should I say 10. But I had to do it a little bit earlier today, so I might be making it maybe around 8 o'clock, more or less, just because I need to play football. Listen, people, I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow. Make sure you tune in. Myself and Lee, judges, we're going to be having the show tomorrow. Please and please and please make sure you tune in tomorrow. All right, people, thanks a lot for joining. For those of you that stayed with me, Sentiment FC, Liam Vins, Coconut Water, that name is funny, man. James Dunlop. Thanks a lot. Peter Moore, I think. Akuma, I saw you as well. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining. I really appreciate you guys. Not many people today, but, you know, it is why people are busy anyways. And I'll be talking to you guys pretty soon. Talk to you guys later, people, and take care. Bye.